Hey everybody, Travis Justice inside the News Radio 1040 WHO Studios. Iowa has won at West Lafayette, beating Purdue by a score of 24-3, and a dominant performance by the Hawkeye defense, and yes, the Hawkeye offense. I tell you what, when you have a 200-yard rusher, and that's exactly what Iowa got today, and Caleb Johnson, 22 carries, 200 yards, that's 9.1 yards per carry. Of course, he opened the third quarter by going for a long of 75 yards and a touchdown, but Iowa was able to dominate defensively, and really the first half, the pass set up the run, and then it was all ball control in the second half, as Iowa now 5-4 on the season, and very, very close to becoming bowl eligible. They take on Wisconsin next week. But an impressive win by the Hawks, a much-needed back-to-back win by the Hawks, and this will for sure silence some of the critics of Brian Ferentz. But again, this was you can credit a lot of things, right? The offensive line is playing better after the adjustments that Kirk Ferentz made to that offensive line a week ago, and it shows you what happens with this offense when it has balance. But really, credit the defense. Credit forcing 2 turnovers, the 2 interceptions, and then you take a team that averages well over 400 yards a game in Purdue, and a team that also scores points. You hold Purdue to 3 points and 255 yards of total offense, and you got yourself a recipe for success. This is what Iowa fans want to do. Nothing sexy, but when it's balanced and it works, it's a thing of beauty, and it's really hard to beat. I can promise you this. I do believe that the tone of the Jethro's Barbecue Sound-Off will be much better than we've had the last couple of weeks. And there's been a lot to complain about, but today's not a complaint day. Today is a celebration day as Iowa again improves to 5-4 on the season, beating Purdue 24-3. Ross Peterson not here right now. He will be back in the studio for the Jethro's Barbecue Sound-Off, which runs from 4 o'clock until 7 o'clock tonight. Again, from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we will be on the air on News Radio 1040 WHO and the iHeartRadio app. 515-284-1040. That's 515-284-1040. That's the number to call if you want to sound off with us on what's the longest or the shortest day of the year, right? Or we got a lot of – we fall back tonight. Now, I guess December, the winter solstice is the longest one, but it gets dark really early is all I'm trying to say, and we're going to fall back tonight. So let's celebrate. Let's have a little bit of fun, and maybe we can keep it all positive tonight. Or there's going to be somebody – and I promise you this, there will be somebody who goes, "Where's this been?" And that's a fair question. Ross and I were sitting at Jethro's Bacon and Bacon for breakfast this morning, and he goes, and we'll talk about this on the air. He goes, "What do you think about today?" I go, "Iowa wins." And he goes, "What makes you say that?" And I said, "Well, it's the most Iowa thing to do." And that's exactly what we've seen is the most Iowa thing to do is come out and look really good on the road against Purdue. It's a good win, and it's much needed for the fan base, much needed for Kirk Ferentz, much needed for Brian Ferentz as Iowa beats Purdue 24-3. And it's hard to believe Purdue actually had the ball longer than Iowa, 31-58 to 28-02. That kind of surprises me a little bit more, but Iowa just a great job rushing the football and was able to force those 2 turnovers in the first half, which was really key to that victory and giving Iowa some really good field position. So we will see you at 4 o'clock. Oh, you won't see us because we don't put it on the web, but you'll hear us on the iHeartRadio app and News Radio 1040 WHO with the Jethro's Barbecue Sound-Off from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Can't wait to talk to all of you. And good win by the Hawks, and we'll see you.